Who the hell is Carmen Fanzone anyway? We got a chance to see him a couple of days ago. Welcome to my broadcast of 1972. I just thought I'd slip on and get a quick one. In for 1972. Just turn my fan off. Oops, off. We have a heat wave here in the UK still. Abnormally warm. I've got my window open. You probably hear the seagulls in the distance. I live in a coastal city, Cardiff, Wales. Beautiful down here, beautiful. Here I am doing my project, which I've got thoroughly engaged with. At the end, we are at the end of April. So I fast forward on just a little bit and played a game in the last couple of days just to try and get some of the standings going so I can get a realistic race. I'll probably slow down now and do, like a game a night or a couple of games a night, but probably a game a night, different teams I'm playing with. So, a quick start to this. I'm probably going to do a Red Sox game because, there's a lot of Red Sox fans out there. But that's not the reason. It's because they're at the bottom. So I want to see what's going on with the Red Sox. I don't know much about 72 other than I know that the Oakland A's were good, the Orioles were good, or just coming off their dynasty. Well, I wouldn't say they stopped being good, but their dynasty at the early part of the 69, 70, 71, I think 72, 73, and 74 were the A's. Pittsburgh are in there somewhere. I also know that. So they were good teams. But I've really like to look at this from a spectator point of view. I've come in to see certain players, like, let's see, Gaylord Perry, Bobby Mercer, a lot of the Orioles, actually, Jim Palmer. I've not come to see Jim Palmer. It's quite boring, actually. Although, Jim Palmer did win 2 championship rings with my fantasy league, with my league, FOD Diamond League, Manchester Red Bolts. He wasn't the anchor, but he played in the World Series twice. He got 2 championship rings. He was definitely part of my rotation. I didn't depend on him, but he was there. Let's see who else I've come to see. I've not come to see any Brewers. The Red Sox, before I go into it, let's have a quick look at the Red Sox. First of all, I'm going to check their park out, make sure I've got it right. I haven't. Just do a little change of rooski. Just like this. This is how it should be set up. I couldn't work out what the RB and left LB are if you've already got right hand back, left hand back, but for some reason it makes it look better. I can make the stadiums better if I want, but at the moment, that's okay for me. So we are playing 1970s baseball. One thing I did notice were, I wouldn't say issues with the AI because the game's continually improving rapidly, actually. And it's definitely playable, there's no question. Just 1 or 2 issues with I would do this and the AI has done that kind of things. I've seen it do 2 things I definitely wouldn't do. But I was wondering if it had anything to do with the project settings. If I go over here, enable AI managers, that's fine. But if you notice here, I have Sparky Anderson. I just realized something. If you're going to manage AI, you can set your own. And this particular one shouldn't be called Sparky Anderson. It should be called, hope I don't turn this off, 70s manager. So that it manages like a typical, and you can set these settings. I think it's based off default at the moment. So let me just save that. There you go. And that's me creating. I can create 80s manager, 90s manager. So, for example, at the moment, it's currently set on default. A well-rounded approach that balances all strategic tools. That doesn't mean it plays 70s baseball, which I'm playing. And I watched a video that Dana, I think, put out originally. And he did say he was umming and ahhing or considering putting the AI in or not, manager in or not. Because actually the team should reflect the manager. especially if you've got usage settings on, if you get my drift. I do have usage settings on, but I still see the AI manager maybe making decisions that weren't. I'm no expert on 70s baseball, but even I can kind of work it that relievers came in a little bit early, which they do in this one. My point is, you can change it. You can build your own manager profile or type of manager profile, a bit like Diamond Mind, where there are different types of manager. They're called names, but there are different types. So in this one, I think because this is set now, I can't re-edit it. I don't think. I'd have to export it, import it again. So let me go back to balance. Let me go to 70s manager. Yeah, 70s manager. Okay. I haven't got a description in there, but I've built that one. The starter is pulled after giving up 5 runs. The closer can come in at 7 innings. That's what it looks like to me. The closer max lead is 3. I think I know what that means. And you go down. Steal mode. I think the AI makes this. In fact, I don't know what. Just have a look and see what that is. Auto steal. So let me leave it in auto steal. But with AI decisions, I think what that means is the AI will. Let me leave it there and see where it is. What it does. Bunt tendencies, bunt innings, minimum innings to bunt in. Hit and run tendencies. So, again, you could make a 1970s profile. There's a book by Bill James. Something called Something to Do with the Managers. I can't remember the title. I have it. I've had it for years. And that does give a typical night. It breaks down a typical 1990s manager profile, if that makes sense. That's helpful, but with these days, you can probably look it up on the internet. Okay. So I'm just checking my broadcast to make sure I am broadcasting. Don't want to leave my audience hanging out there. The ones that join, if they join. All right, here we go. Yeah, so that's it. So there is something to be said. But I'll go back to balance just for now. Close that off. But you can go in and change it. I have got Ghost Runner on. So that was something I did. I've allowed historical usage rates. Yep. I suppose that means I have an issue with the pinch hitting. No, not with the pinch hitting in general. But see, if I turn it off, does that mean I have to suggest it? Even if I'm playing AI. Let's just try that. See what happens. No, let's not try that. Let's do that in an exhibition game, right? So I'm keeping everything kosher, so to speak. Default strategy balance. That's where we were, and that's where we'll go back to. Okay. So let's begin. So let's choose a game to do. We haven't seen Tom Seaver yet. 5-7 with the Mets. Giants are 8-8, so we could do that one. Dave Roberts versus Steve Blass. We could do that one. Steve Blass is a pitcher I've not seen yet in any game. I think he had the yips, didn't he? Eventually. Claude Osteen I know of from the Dodgers. We're going to go and see. I don't know who John Cumberland is. I know Cumberland is a sausage. But we're going to see Tom Seaver away at the Giants. So let's just do this game. And the lineup for the New York Mets, Harrelson Martinez. Now again, this is as played, so I assume these are the lineups as played. But if I wanted to take over a team, I could generate one. Let me just see John Cumberland just to make sure. 9-6, yes. Look at that ERA. Oof. That is terrible. Surely they've got better players than him. Let me have a look at the Giants. San Francisco 8-8, taking on the New York Mets 5-7. So he's not a regular starter. His usage at the moment, he's on target for overusage, so they're probably going to slow him down. Okay, well, that's who they've chosen to start the game, so he must have started in real life. I mean, there is a way of me checking this. But there we go. We're gonna do that game. The Giants and the Mets. Okay, here we go. I cancel again. Just make sure the ballpark's right. Forgot to check that. We're playing at San Francisco, so here we go. The Giants. Edit positions. Bring this RB here beside RHB. That makes sense. And here we go. David likes me to line this up properly. I can render that ballpark through at another time through ChatGPT, and will give me some good statements. Here we go. Friday Night Baseball. Over here in the UK, it's 11:01. In Eastern Time, it's probably about 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock. Probably about 6 o'clock, so you're just coming back from work. You can settle down and listen to this on the radio after dinner, whatever. Or pick this up whenever you can. I don't mind. I'm just sharing my hobby. There we go. Here we go. Games, let's play ball. The Mets to the Giants. John Cumberland will pitch for the Giants, or little known player. I'll see if let's play these blue meeples. The famous meeples. Here we go. So I don't want to play as the Mets, so I'm going to AI versus AI. There we go. Here we go. Look at that. Looks lovely, doesn't it? Lovely, colorful screen. Really well thought out. Behind the plate, Doug Rader, first base. Dave King Kongman. Or Dave Cog Kingman. Is that first? Dave Kingman was said to be by, what's his name? Jeff Pearlman, the writer, to be a bit of an a-hole. I don't know about that, but he was a home run hitter for sure. Hit 29 home runs in the season. Tito Fuentes, rated very highly in 1972 at second base. Shortstop Chris Spear, again another player I saw in the 80s. I saw him as a real baseball guy. That was my vision of him when I was 15. Al Gallagher will play at third. In left field, Gary Maddox. I believe he's related to Elliot Maddox. Center field, Ken Henderson. So some good players out in the outfield. 89, Gary Maddox, 23 years old. Ken Henderson, 26. And in right field, Bobby Bonds. Why is he not flashing up? There you go. 26, Bobby Bonds. So these guys can hit the ball. Here we go. On the mound, John Cumberland. They're going to need some runs today to support this guy. His best is in play. His core, which must be how maybe he has more patience. No. His hot play is in play. So I guess his best is in play. So John Cumberland on the mound and leading off. The combative Buddy Harrelson, he's 28 years old. The Mets, just under 500. And the Giants are 500. So here we go. John Cumberland. Sign in play. This is best put card, and it's a ground out to Cumberland, and that's one away. John Cumberland against Ted Martinez. Never heard of him. Who the hell is Ted Martinez anyway? Batting 224, one home run, 251, 251 OPS. On base percentage, sorry. Let's go. He's batting second. The pitch from Cumberland. Martinez swings in play. Ground out to third. Al Gallagher will pick it up, and it's a 5-3 play. There's Tommy Agee, one of the champion Mets, along with Harrelson. Now 30 years old, 3 years on from the World Series triumph. I think the Mets got back there again in 73 or 74. I'm pretty sure. And then they started to tank. So here we go, the last embers of the championship team. Cumberland pitches. And it's in Reggie's wheelhouse. But it's grounded a really hard hit shot. Chris Spire gobbles it up and throws the first for the out. So 1, 2, 3, the Mets go down. And we go to the top of the bottom of the second. And Tommy Terrific is on the mound, 28-year-old Tom Seaver. Let's have a look at the Mets. I'm a little bit more familiar with the Mets because I played a 1962 career replay on the old Out of the Park baseball. Played until 1972. That was a lot of fun. That's on my channel somewhere. Behind the plate is Jerry Grote, or Grote. I'll say Grote for now until someone corrects me. He's behind the plate. Good catcher. First base, Jim Bouchon. Second base, Ted Martinez. These are not well-known Mets. At shortstop, Buddy Harrelson, who is well-known but rated so low. At third, Jim Fregosi. Now, there was something to do with a trade with Fregosi, which didn't go down well with the Mets fans. In left field, Cleon Jones. Not a good year. Tommy Agee. Again, not a good year. And these batting averages are really low, I think, in 1972. Here's a player I do like, though. La Grande Orange. This is someone who Steve Tate, one of our good buddies on the old circuit, he does not like. I think because he saw him in Detroit. But Rusty Staub, I think, is I don't want to say borderline Hall of Famer, but he was really good, I think. Very underrated. Anyway, on the mound, Tom Seaver, 21-12, 2.92 ERA. So he should pitch pretty well, 8.6 strikeouts per 9. So here we go. Terrific Tommy Terrific. With the pitch to Chris Spire. A tough pitch. A fly out to left field. Jones is back. And makes the catch for the out. 1 away. There's Tito Fuentes. 28 years old. Batting left. He comes up next. Here's the pitch from Seaver. Tough pitch. Fly out to center field. Agee goes back. And under it for the out. 2 away for the Mets. Here is Bobby Bonds making his first appearance on MV's channel tonight. In fact, I don't think I've seen Bonds yet. Here he is, rated 98. Oof. 26 home runs, 259 average. So batting average not great. Seaver fires. Patient pitch, and he's going to walk him. No. Ground out to third. So when you see the patient pitch, I always wonder, you're going to get a walk. And that's 1, 2, 3. They also go down. John Cumberland here, pitching for the San Francisco Giants. Who the hell is John Cumberland anyway? Rusty Staub steps in and digs in at the plate. Left-hand hitting Staub, one of my favorites. Here comes Cumberland with the pitch. It's in play, and the base hit for La Grande Orange. That one goes into the outfield, and Rusty Staub is on for the Mets. The Mets playing just under 500 ball. Cumberland gets a sign from Dave Rader. Cleon Jones, a veteran, at the plate. Here's the pitch from Cumberland. And it's a wheelhouse. And another single for Cleon Jones. Staub will stop at second. 2 men on for the Mets. And Jim Fregosi, a controversial trade, I believe. My memory is not as good as yours, I don't think. I'm not a big historian. But I do know there was some issue with Fregosi coming over to the Mets. Vaguely. Batting .232, 5 home runs. Got a .310 on base percentage. Cumberland checks the runners and the pitch. And it's a ballpark in play. So big mighty swing by Fregosi. Kong Kingman makes the catch, and that's 1 out. 2 men on for the Mets. Here's Jim Bouchon. I don't know who the hell is Jim Bouchon anyway. I don't know if this is as played lineups. He's in the lineup, so I assume he is. He's the best versus Will. So Wheelhouse is a good pitch for him. So here we go. Top of the second, 1 out. In play and a base hit. Staub will stop at third because he doesn't have much speed. So bases loaded for the New York Mets. Here we go. Let's go, Mets. Let's go Mets. Bases loaded. This is what you look at with John Cumberland's ratings. He must have started just a few games. Let's have a look. If I can get Cumberland's ratings up here. Yeah. Oh, France. Here we go. John Cumberland, 8.64 ERA. Started 6 games. So I know from his usage he's been overused maybe. So they'll have to slow him down after this. Cumberland, all 3 runners on base. 3 runners, 1 out. Here's the pitch to Grody. The pitch in play. Fly to center field. The runner should score. Henderson picks it up. Jerry Grove flies out to center field and nobody moves. So Henderson's arm must be pretty good. Let's have a look. Fly out to center field. Okay. Well, Rusty Staub must be really bad at running. That's interesting. There's Cumberland. He pitches. Fly out to left field. Maddox picks it up and he settles under for the out. So the Mets miss a chance to score there. Here's Dave Kingman stepping into the box, who later played for the New York Mets. Tom Seaver on the mound. Here's Seaver with the pitch. A defensive play and a base hit. So Dave Kingman gets on base and he tries to steal the next go and he's out. So we missed the pause there. He obviously got on base and then he was caught stealing. So 1 away. I wish I could slow that down a bit. There probably is a way to check that, but I don't know how to do that. Ken Henderson on the mound. Seaver to Henderson, tough pitch. And a base hit for Ken Henderson. So Gary Maddox steps in now, 1 out. Tommy Terrific pitches. Tough pitch. And a double by Maddox. Henderson will come home and it's 1-0 Giants. Extra base hit, ripped double for Maddox. I think he played for the Phillies later on. Al Gallagher, the third baseman, steps in. 1 out, bottom of the second. Giants lead 1-0. Tough pitch by Seaver. Fly to center field. AG will go back and he's under it for the out. Now the manager is calling for an intentional walk to Dave Rader so they can get to the pitcher. So that's an interesting move. John Cumberland comes to the plate. He's the pitcher. That makes sense. There is the pitch. Patient pitch. A ground out to second. Teddy Martinez picks it up. Throw to first for the out. So, end of the second, we go to the top of the third. Buddy Harrelson will start off. He'll lead off. Here is Cumberland with the pitch. A walk, so Harrelson walks to first. Teddy Martinez is up next. Pitch, in play. Fly, that's a center field. Ken Henderson takes a couple of strikes, and he holds it in. 1 away. Mets have a runner on first. He's not looking to steal. Henderson pitches to AG. Patient pitch. A double to AG. Hendel Harrelson will come home, and it's 1-1. 1-1. Mets equalize. So the Mets get the run home. Rusty Staub will go to first. Intentionally walk. So intentional walk straight away. Here's Cumberland. Defensive play. That looks like a ground out. Fielder's choice, Tito Fuentes. So, Cleon Jones grounds into a 5-4-3 double play. Down in 1 swing. The Giants coming up to bat. Tom Terrific against Chris Spire stepping in. Bottom of the third, Seaver pitches. Tough pitch. Struck him out. First strikeout for Tom Seaver. Here he is, Seaver. Tito Fuentes, the veteran. Bullpuck. Wheelhouse ground back to the pitcher, so hit hard at Seaver. Tom Terrific making his first appearance in 1972 for me. Here is Bobby Bonds, always a dangerous hitter. Tough pitch to Bonds. Struck him out. So the Giants go down. And we go to the top of the fourth inning. Fregosi will lead it off. In play. Fly out. So John Cumberland is doing his job here at the moment. As Henderson holds that one in. Cumberland throws. Jim Bouchard. Rare play, but it's a single. And now we can see what happened there. A rare play, but so there was a bit of a weather delay. Straight after the single. So now we have on the mound two relievers have come back. So we've had a little bit of delay here in the top of this fourth. And we come back to join play, and John Cumberland, who pitched well, has been replaced by Don McMahon, and Tom Seaver replaced by Tuck McGraw. So here's Don McMahon. He is 3-3, 3.71 ERA, not on the season in real life. He's a bit of a strikeout pitcher, but he does give up the long ball. Now, Don McMahon, I've heard of that name. I'm curious, so that's a name I'll have to scribble down and take a look at. He's 42 years old, so he's a veteran. Way past, so he must be somebody special. Jerry Grody on the mound. Jerry at the plate. Don McMahon throws. Tough pitch. Struck him out. Jerry Grody strikes out Grody. I'm not sure which. Tub McGraw. So interesting. They've replaced. They could have used a batter there, then brought McGraw in. So that's a little bit of an issue. In play. So that's where the AI is still to be developed a little bit. It's not a game-breaking thing, but it's not what I would call common sense. So somehow, I need to make sure the AI stops at that kind of play. Let me have a... I like that. Game flow options, okay. I just noticed that. Why is this cut off? Okay, this is a slider. Right, gotcha. Okay. Here's Dave Kingman. Tuck McGraw pitches the tough pitch. Struck him out. Here is Ken Henderson. McGraw reaches back. Patient pitch. Ground at the third. Fregosi has it. Throw to first for the out. Here's the pitch. McGraw. Ballpark. Wheelhouse and a single. So Gary Maddox lines one into outfield for a base hit. McGraw pitches to Al Gallagher. Tough pitch. McGraw throwing flames here. And he gets Al Gallagher out. And we go to the end of the fourth inning. Due up for the fifth. Harrelson, Martinez, and AG. Harrelson 0 for 1 steps in. Veteran Don McMahon on the mound for the Giants. It's 1-1 the score. In play, flied out to center field. Buddy Harrelson makes the play. There's Teddy Martinez. Patient. Ground out to the shortstop. Spire. Nice diving play. Then throw to first gets him. You don't see many special plays. But man, looking good on the mound. Tommy Agee at the plate. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI. Let's go, Tommy. McMahon pitches. Tough pitch. Strike him out. So Don McMahon looking really good. I have to keep, like I said, I have to look him up. Here we go. Middle of the 5th inning. McGraw and Dave Rader. Dave Rader coming to the plate. McGraw throwing flame so far. Patient pitch. Fly out to right field. Rusty Staub makes the catch. Don McMahon pitching there. So he will pitch. He will actually bat. McGraw. Tough pitch. Struck him out. Tug looking good. 1.2 innings pitched so far. He's faced 6 batters. He's got 3 strikeouts. Here's the pitch from McGraw. Tough pitch. Struck him out. You gotta believe. Oh, dear. End of the 5th. Now, here, so, see, this is what I don't get. He's decided to. Didn't McMahon hit in the last inning? Then he goes and changes him. But he let him hit. That's the kind of thing I don't like to see. Anyway. Jerry Johnson and Rusty Staub. Rusty Staub at the plate. Here's the patient pitch. Walk. So Staub is issued a walk. Jerry Johnson on the mound. 8-6 to 4.42 ERA. I don't know what he's have on the season. Does it show you? It should show you. Here's the pitch. Patient pitch. Single. So Staub will lumber all the way down and Clear Jones gets the single. So here we go. I can see some sort of, the corners are in. It's Jim Fracosi, a 1-1 score, top of the 6th, in play. Grounds it out to first. Jim Fracosi reads the furthest choice. They get the runner. So Rusty Staub does not score. Jim Bouchon is 2 for 2. So he's had a good day today. Here's the pitch from Jerry Johnson. Ballpark. Wheelhouse. That one is gone. Jim Bouchon has a great day today. His 3rd hit and a home run to boot. 3-run home run by Jim Bouchon. Going, gone. Mets take a 4-1 lead, and John Morris replaces Jerry Johnson. So Johnson out of there. Here's Jerry Grote. As I make a little error there with the John Morris against Jerry Grote. Wheelhouse. That one hit to the shortstop. Chris Spire makes the catch. Makes the throw to first. Chris Spire, 94 rated. Now, this is the thing. So, is Todd McGraw going to pitch? You see? So, setting up the bat. Let's see. Ballpark. Wheelhouse hit to the ground shortstop. Spire will make the throw to first, and that is out. See? This doesn't make sense. Ray Sadecki replaces Tug McGraw. But they let McGraw hit. Why would you do that? So there are some AI issues still. I mean, they've come a long way. I need to make a note of that, and I definitely will send that up. The guy does respond pretty well, but that is something that's annoying me. The pitcher hitting when he shouldn't. Tito Fuentes. And so Ray Sadecki's on the mound. Bobby Vaughn, Ballpark, Wheelhouse, and a single. So that just throw me off my stride a little bit. Like I say, it's not a game breaker, but it's not good. I'm wondering that's got something to do with usage. I don't know. It shouldn't. Anyway, Bobby Bonds on first. They trail 4-1 the Giants. Dave King with one big swing of the bat. Willhouse had a single for King because he took a big hit. Bonds will get all the way down to third, and Kingman has got a stolen base. So Dave Kingman, runners in scoring position, and it's up to Ken Henderson now to make a difference. Sadecki pitches. And it's a walk, so base is loaded here. Ball 4 for Ken Henderson. And now we come to Gary Maddox. He's got the game in his hands, 2 for 2. He's got the hot hand. In play. Grounded to third. He grounds into a 5-4-3 double play with 2 down, 1 swing. So we go to the top of the 7th. Morris on the mound, Buddy Harrelson. John Morris pitches. Fly out to left field. Gary Maddox trots across to the left. Makes the catch for the out. 1 away. Teddy Martinez comes in. Ballpark. Single. So I like this game. I really like it. Just to straighten out the AI a little bit on the subs. It does a great job of it too, but it's just that pitcher thing does annoy me a little bit. Like letting him bat and then taking him out, and then not taking him out when you should. Tough strikeout. Swing and a miss. Patient pitch. Ground out to second. Fuentes makes the routine play out at first. So we go to the bottom of it. Now here we go. See, this makes sense. Bernie Williams the pinch hit for A.I. Gallagher. Creates a situation requiring a double substitution. So whatever that means, anyway, I kind of understand it. So here we go. Pinch hitter, Bernie Williams for A.I. Al Gallagher. Defensive replacement. Chris Arnold at third. Here you go. Al Gallagher is being replaced by Bernie Williams. Sadecki with the pitches to Bernie Williams, struck him out. Not the Bernie Williams that we know, but another Bernie Williams. Dave Rader comes in there. Left hand at bat. The pitch. Patient pitch. And a single by Rader. So he singles into the gap. And he steals the base. Or sacrifice bunt by John Morris. Now, will John Morris pitch in the next game? Because if he does, that's definitely a bug. Sadecki. Because they're trailing, you know. Why would they pitch John Morris? Why would they let him hit? Here we go. See? That doesn't make sense. Jim Barr replaces John. So I'm dead. Right. That is definitely a bug. An annoying one, too. It's happened too many times now. Tough pitch. Flied out to left field. I'm just going to have to go to Discord and vent. Flied out to Cleon Jones. Jones has it. I'm glad I'm actually broadcasting it because people who do catch this won't be turned off it. The developer is a good developer. If he ever watches this, he'll pick it up, or other people pick it up and say, you know, what's going on. Because I can't be the only one seeing this. Like I said, it makes great AI decisions, but the one with the pitcher coming in to bat and the next inning being pulled, that makes no sense. Equally, the one with coming in to bat in general makes no sense when it should be pulled. Jim Barr to John Milner, they trail 4-1, ground out to the pitcher. Barr has it. routine play. So now we come to the bottom of the 8th inning. Giants trying to catch up here. Fuentes leading off. Switch hitter. That one's in play, but a pop up to the shortstop. Easy play for Buddy Harrelson. Mets looking to win this one. Sadecki on the mound against Bobby Bonds. In play. Fly out to center field. So he hasn't come up big at all. It's 1 for 4. Kingman now. One big swing could bring it back to 4-2. Here's Kingman. Here's Sadecki. In play, Kingman. And a base hit for Kong. So he lopes to first. And he tries to steal on the next pitch, and he's gunned down. Ooh. So we go to the top of the 9th inning. Jerry Grote will lead off, and Jim Barr will pitch. Ballpark. Wheelhouse, and that's at the second base. Jerry Grote. Oh, gosh, what was that? That was a big pinch hitter. Ed Kranebull for Ray Sadecki. Okay, makes some sense because they're ahead anyway. Ed Kranebull. Flying out to center field. Ken Henderson goes back. Makes the catch for the out. 2 out here, top of the 9th inning. The Mets lead 4-1. Buddy Harrelson comes to the plate. And Jim Barr. 24-year-old in play, but it's a base hit for Harrelson. He finds the hole for a single. And Wayne Garrett now coming in. Again, I understand that one. Barr pitches in play. A single. For Garrett, Harrelson goes down all the way. His extra speed took him down to third. Tommy Agee, 1 for 4 with an RBI. Pitch, tough pitch. Struck him out, so Jim Barr gets a strikeout. And we go to the 9th inning now. Danny Frisella will come in. Ken Anderson for the Giants. In play. Gets a double, so Frisella gives up a double. This one goes for a double, rolls to the wall. So Henderson second. Here we go. Here's get a rally going here. Giants 2 and 3. Gary Maddox 2 for 3. Steps into the plate. Frisella pitches, tough pitch. And a single, and Henderson will come home. Gary Maddox gets a single, so now it's 4-2. Tying run at the plate. Chris Arnold, the pinch hitter. Frisella, 5 and 8, 3.34 ERA. What is he doing this year? Where do you see the stats? Anyway. The pitch. Patient pitch. And he walks him. So danger here to go-ahead winning run. And Willie Mays, who comes in, gets a swipe for third. And now it's ramping up here with nobody out. Willie Mays still third. Oh, gosh. Pinch runner was sent in for Maddox at second. So Willie Mays still third. He's at. So let's see. The go-ahead walk-off run, the winning run, is at nobody out. So the Giants could pull this one off. Frisella could blow it. But he pitches. Tough pitch to Rader. Struck him out clutch. Trying again. Danny Frisella. Jim Barr. No, there's no way Jim Barr's going to hit. See? Tough pitch. Struck him out. So that's ruined it for me. Jim Barr should not be pitching. Should not be batting. Anyway, these things must have been brought up before. Ballpark and a single. Mays comes home. 4-3. Chuck Taylor. There's Tito Fuentes. The game looks too beautiful for this stuff to ruin it. Tough pitch. Ground out, and the Mets win it, but just. They probably shouldn't have won it. Jim Beauchamp went 3-for-3 for New York. But my conclusion of the game is the AI around fatigued pitchers batting and then getting relieved the next inning, that's an issue. That's an easy one to spot, so I'm sure in the next update they would have fixed that. I know there's been a lot of changes and stuff, but I'm just double checking this stuff now. Well, that will do it for now. That is the end of my broadcast. That was a lovely game between the Mets and the Giants. I think spoiled just a bit there by the issue with the pitchers. I will come back to that and address that because I think that is definitely an issue. I can hear a baby talking. Who the hell is a baby talking at this time of night? Anyway, so that is that for me. I'll end it there. Good night from him. That's good night for me. Yeah, a bit of an issue there. I'm going to have to go straight onto Discord and look if that's been brought up. There's no point me repeating what's already been said. But I'm sure other people have brought it up already. And Mike Silver is the one who plays this game as well. Would have seen that a long time ago, long before I would have. I know Midlife would have seen it. That is definitely something that needs to change. So I probably will pause this project quickly, because I don't, or just play AI myself, as in me manage the AI, because that's not right.